All right, Dr. Ungar,
Hello.
bring it on.
How are we doing
Welcome,
today?
welcome. I see muscle testing kits in the background.
Yeah, I've done a lot. Actually, I got several things that I could do, so I'm looking for some
Quick
help.
question. What are you
Yep.
grateful for?
I'm grateful to be alive. I reversed my cancer myself through alternative medicine, so I'm very
Where's
happy.
Bernadette? See?
Happy.
He just
Yeah.
reversed it all. You can reverse these things.
Oh, yeah. They can be reversed without chemo, without radiation, and without any medical treatment whatsoever. So, and I've done
Is
it to
that your
several.
niche?
Well, it can be, but obviously, I think the big pharma would be all over it too. So one of my niches is part of that is doing something with medical tourism. I'm involved with a couple clinics overseas for stem cells that do IVs over there. I've sent patients over there with kidney failure. Their GFR went from 29 to 45 in 2 weeks. Another patient with multiple myeloma, metastasis to the spine in a walker within 2 weeks off the walker, 40% in remission within a month and a half, 2 months, 97% remission in 10 months. I wrote a book on thyroid back in 2007. I've been doing functional medicine for 25 years. I actually done lectures for doctors. My other thing is maybe doing something with cognitive decline. I think that's a big thing coming down the pipe. So I think with cognitive decline, my promise is that cognitive decline is devastating. If your loved one was diagnosed with cognitive decline, here's what you can do now: stop the progression of cognitive decline, even if it's in your genetics. And then my timeline would be 30 days to decrease cognitive decline. And then 90 days would be the upgrade to weekly Zoom call to basically handle any questions that they would pre-do. And obviously, I would answer them live, but not take questions live. I want to get more into just doing things. I like automation and I like passive income. I don't mind working, but and I'd like to say this. I probably joined 20 groups, and I'm going to just say this is the most awesome group I've ever been affiliated with so far.
Yay! Woohoo! Thank you for joining today. Let's start with the terms cognitive decline.
Yeah.
I know that us practitioners love that, but patients don't.
No, I had Alzheimer's in front of that. So
Okay.
most of them know the term Alzheimer's. Obviously, there's different types of cognitive decline, different types of dementia. So Alzheimer's and dementia is probably the key words.
Okay. What if we were to switch this? Because okay, we're not getting political here. I'm just using him as an example.
I already know who you're talking about. Right, exactly.
Yes, I'm not getting
That's why it's
political.
a
I'm
big
just
buzz
saying,
thing out there, right?
yes, this is a huge thing. Like, don't end up like Biden at 81 years old. Okay.
Seriously.
Don't end up like old
You
Joe.
can run with it.
Okay.
So the reason why I say that is because I didn't mention a diagnosis. I didn't even mention this. I didn't mention this. I just said, here's an example of it. But what I want you to flip your messaging at is, something along the lines of keep your brain stellar as you age.
Okay.
Okay. Now that to me is like, oh, I'm 35, almost 35. I'm game. I want to keep my brain stellar. So you're not only attracting the me's of the world, but you're going to attract the 55, 65, 75 of the ones too.
Okay.
What do I need to do to keep a stellar brain, even if it's in my genetics? Right?
Yes.
Now, and for everybody listening to this, notice how we flipped the words. Notice how the feeling flipped of that. Going from avoiding cognitive decline, this negative, derogatory, it exists, to a more of a positive, empowering, keep your brain stellar, have an extraordinary brain, have the brain of a 25-year-old at 65. Does that make sense, Doc?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's that's our tagline. That's our big promise is, which one do you like best? Such stellar brain, extraordinary brain, keep the brain of a 25-year-old at 65. What do you like best?
I like the stellar brain. What I need to do to keep a stellar brain, even if it's in my genetics.
Yep.
That's
Even
awesome.
if brain decline is in my genetics. So stellar
Even if what?
brain,
Okay.
a declining brain. I wouldn't say, because again, you want to keep this simple. The word cognitive, like if you think about it, everybody, we're getting a little branding here, but we'll jump into
Yep.
that really deep in tomorrow. You scroll through social media, and if somebody stops to make you think, you're not going to read it. So you want to keep this to where it's like, I don't even have to think to understand your phrase. It's just, it's there. So I want to keep a stellar brain, even if my brain declining is in my genes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get that. This is recording, right? Because that was pretty good. Okay. So now that we have your promise, you want to create an educational, a 30-day to 90-day, and you want to make these like DIY automated?
Yes.
Okay, let's go for it.
I love that. Automated.
Educational piece. Back to kind of what Bernadette was doing, like 7 steps or how to avoid the brain of Biden, something like that. What resonates with you? What could that big piece be? And then we can break down the chunks of it. That promise.
The promise would be, I would say, maybe how to tap in the different parts of your brain
Ooh,
to maintain your stellar brain.
I like that one. Keep the stellar brain. This one, you can create multiple like social media content marketing pieces for, because now you're like, hey, did you know you've got 5 pieces of your brain? It's been a while since I've had neurology. I don't know how many pieces of the brain there are. But whatever parts there are, and then how, and this one's responsible for this piece, and this one's responsible for this piece. Like it could all be social media content. Would you like to learn more? Go grab my ebook. Here. I'm going to give you exact steps in every, exact ways that you can activate your brain more in this location so that you can this. Okay. So how to tap into different parts of the brain to keep the stellar brain, no matter what your age is, even if, I think that's a freaking good headline we just created. Look at that. This is where I love it. I love getting in my zones and helping you guys get into your zones and just expanding upon this. Now, here's the thing, Doc. You can make this free. You can make this paid. I'm going to tell you the difference between free and paid. So you know how back in January when I ran that $20,000 in ads, that was to a free event for 4,500. It produced 4,500 people. If I were to make that paid, we had less than 35 people join at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a really big difference between free and paid. If you're going after quantity, just go free.
Okay.
Now, this was a paid event. I wanted people who were stellar, who were committed to this, not just seeking free things. So there is a different type of person on there, but for your case, I would make this educational piece free. You could have an email list of 10,000 within days, honestly, and not even have to spend a substantial amount for it. Then you think, okay, I've got an email list of 10,000 people who want to have a stellar brain. And the reason why I get really excited about this is because of the niche, because of the angle we approach the niche, and because of what we're creating. It's like, it's going to work. We just have to share it out with the masses. So then on this educational piece, the call to action is then the 30-day program.
Okay.
So we already have nailed our timeline. Now you want to make this automated and passive. So what I would do is, based upon your experience in the last 25 years, what do you constantly repeat over and over and over again and turn it into a 30-day program?
No. Okay.
So maybe it's like, these are the first 10 steps that you need to take to activate every part of your brain and keep it stellar. Do these 10 things for the next 30 days. And I would say it like that, because when you tell me I need to do the next 10 things for the remainder of my life, I'm not going to get started.
Got it.
But I can do 10 things every single day for 30 days. And then it's like, oh, that brain fog, that doesn't even exist anymore. I feel like I'm at the top of my game all the time. I'm going to keep doing these things. So this is some type of, maybe it's, do you like video? You look great on video.
Yeah, I've done. Yeah, I have
Presented,
video
you
lectures.
presented a million times. So
Yeah,
do a video, present, make it so simple, so easy that it's like the videos are less than 20 minutes long. You can do it as much as dropping a video per day. You can drop a video every other day. You can do, I wouldn't do one video a week. I would do at least 2 or 3 per week.
and that would just be on the content.
Yep. Just the content. Okay. Now you know, here's what you do.
Okay.
Even if it's something where you got to walk them through the exercises in the office or something like that.
No, I'm going to actually show them how to test themselves in their
Perfect.
house. So like, for cerebellum, I can do dysdiadokinesis, have them touch their nose, have someone do some eye movement, something basic, figure out if it's frontal lobe, temporal lobe, or if it's parietal lobe, and then give them specific exercises based upon if you found this. If your left hand was weaker than your right, you want to do twice as many exercises on the left versus the right, something along those lines.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And what I would also tell them too is record it, because what they think they're doing, it probably isn't reality. So either have somebody, have a spouse, have a sibling, have a friend, record them doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can go back and watch the video and make sure that what they thought occurred really occurred.
In my other thought process, to make it more automated, instead of doing where you got to get on, a couple hours a week. I don't really mind doing that because I like talking to people and educating them. But I'm in the process of making a chat box with all my information, and they can just go in and ask any question they want, and it automatically spits out what I would actually say.
Brilliant. AI at its finest.
Yes, yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
it's a little work, but you got to do it.
It's a little work, but when you put it in, it's like the last 6 months, we've been automating everything we've done, and it's work, but good heavens, it's made my life so much simpler when we do these live events like this.
Yeah,
and when you want to automate this, and you have that chat bot there that's trained to be you, where they can just go ask questions. It doesn't take anything of your time. You already have the expertise. This is something where we'll truly work on an automated platform, and then say they want to upgrade into the 90-day.
Mm-hmm.
You have an idea for what that would look like?
Well, that one obviously would be more expensive, and then I would personally answer their questions in advance. They would put them in advance, and then I'd get on live, answer the questions so everyone could learn them from it.
Do you like the live, or do you want more time freedom and just have them email them to you?
Yeah, they can email them, and then I could actually, it could be automated. The response could be automated through the chat box.
Yep. Another thing you may want to consider is some kind of like 90-day supplement regimen.
Yeah,
or nutrition regimen, or like I'm actually seeing in the world right now where they're saying nutrition plan, and it means the exact same as a supplement plan. They're just using the word nutrition instead.
Right.
Fuel your brain with this.
Yeah, dietary nutrition plan.
Yeah.
Take out the inflammatory foods, things like along those lines. Which I do every day.
And remember the easy button. Make it as stupid simple as possible. Okay, we got 90 days together. Just remove these 4 foods. And add these 4 foods back in. Just make it so simple that they can remember. Because to a lot of them, removing 4 foods to begin with, especially when it's gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, that's a lot. That's a lot to do. Yeah. So start off simple, and then you can get really deep in what I would do next for you to automate all of this. I would do some type of membership. You don't even have to run this. You can have an associate run it. You can have a health coach run it. You're going to have And where you just pop, you don't even have to show your face if you don't want to.
I don't really care about that anymore. I just want to be passive.
Yeah. Yeah. So this 90-day would be DIY. So you'd send it to their house. They get the email support. This is my favorite kind of program. This one is completely automated. This one is just on demand, so it's automated too. But it's going to fuel the funnel. It's going to fuel everything upstream. So the more people you get into this, the more get into that, the more get into that, the more get into that, right?
Yes.
How much content would you say that you've recorded already? Like if you were to go back and look at a content bank that you have recorded and there, what does it look like?
Well, most of it back in the day I did on thyroid and diabetes. That was the big one. And autoimmune disease is one of my big ones. Cognitive decline, not a lot of recordings on that.
Do you still have those recorded?
The other ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, there's your membership.
Okay. But if I brought them in for stellar brain, I wouldn't want to really show them thyroid.
They're still going to want to have thyroid questions. They're still going to have autoimmune questions.
Okay.
So you just say, unlock my vault.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can
That's
always
the beauty of you guys because I hear so oftentimes, well, I don't want to niche down. When you niche down like to this one, stellar brain, you're going to grab the audience. But people who want stellar brains still want to make sure that they are fixing their autoimmune conditions. They're balancing their thyroid. They're getting their hormones balanced. They're fixing their gut, like all those things. That just goes into a higher platform. It's like unlock my vault. Don't rely on Dr. Google anymore. Rely on a real doctor with 25 years of experience.
Yeah.
And what would be super fun too, as part of this membership, you get to go behind the scenes of me going to these other clinics in the other parts of the world and seeing what truly happens, because you can't post that on social media, right? Like that kind of stuff where you're healing kidney things and fixing cancer problems, like that's going to create a huge red flag and shut down your accounts. But you can create it in a paid membership.
Okay.
Where you can say, I'm going to, I've got 4 different trips to these different clinics this year. Come join me inside my membership, where you're not only going to unlock the vault of all my previous trainings, but you're going to go on these trips with me. I'm going to show you behind the scenes what's going on in other countries. I'm signing up. Who else is signing up? I want to see.
I've seen a few sign up already.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I have the genes. I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, it's totally amazing what can be done with that. And the other thing is there's something that I don't know. Maybe I can email you separately, but I do have a thing where you can actually, it'll teach everybody how to make their own funnels. If they want to write a book, it'll generate images for their book. It will write the book for them. It'll put the outline of the chapter.
You got the business figured out too, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on it. Yeah, so there's various things that I think could help a lot of people out. So
we got something very similar coming out next month, so we can chat.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good.
And
yeah,
I just want to backtrack. Jason had sent me a message that said I didn't want to interrupt, but I thought I'd let everybody know, or I know. He uploaded his original manuscript from that book in fed AI all of the notes. And he already has a 100-page ebook, and it was ready in a few minutes. Isn't that cool?
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So he just took his old content, put it into AI, put the notes from today into AI to add to it, and it created a new ebook for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can upload your knowledge base and you can put in the things there. With my system, you can put in your own notes. With AI, sometimes they only accept so much. You might have to do chapter by chapter. If it's a small ebook, it's fine. But if you're doing something big, it won't accept all of it.
Exactly.
Whereas with mine, you can upload any PDF as large as you want, and it'll pull from that. And that's what I'm going to use for my question and answers.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, we got some AI stuff coming down because it's very, very powerful when you use it right.
Yes.
And we finally figured it out on our team too, how to maximize AI and help it build out those funnels, because we're practitioners. We're not marketers.
These are all automated. This stuff is almost all automated. It's already set up and they're growing it every week, and it's with I joined probably 4 AI companies and probably spent about 70,000 just joining them. And so now I found the one that I think has the best potential going forward.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Cool. Congratulations.
Okay,
I
thank
cannot
you.
wait to see you launch these stellar brain funnel, because it is a funnel, and
Yes,
automate the crap out of it.
yes. I'm looking forward to it. And thanks for your time and knowledge. Greatly appreciate it.
Hi, Sabrina. Welcome on again. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for another year. I just had a birthday, so I just turned 44. So I'm grateful for another year of life.
44 is the year you're going to go automated and virtual and move to Florida. Are you going to move yet?
It's still in the works, Kylie. It's
Still in the works. Okay, 44
still
is
in the
it.
works. Still in Georgia though, right now.
Okay, Sabrina, what is your niche?
Weight loss. But I mean, I still lead with, why am I last, but normal, but I don't feel normal, or I can't lose weight. I still kind of lead with that as far as doing events.
So the labs go into why can't I lose weight?
Yes.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
So Sabrina's been in my space for some time now, so she's done the lab stuff. Okay. Do you want the educational piece, the 30-day program, or the 90-day program?
I think I want to do 30-day because I feel like I'm still kind of stuck in doing one-on-one. I can't get enough of people to join. Like I get people to join, but it's still one-on-one, and I haven't been able to create enough to do a group. So I'm thinking maybe if I do a 30-day kind of no-brainer, I can get enough to join to create a group.
Are we
I don't
thinking
know.
DIY for this one, which would lead into the group in this?
You mean DIY for the 30-day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yes.
Okay. So do it yourself.
Well, no,
Not
actually, I was
automated.
thinking, I'm sorry. No, I was actually thinking doing like a short 30-day with me and then maybe being
Okay.
able to lead into the 90-day.
Okay. When you're saying with you, what are you thinking? Are you thinking live once a week? What are you thinking?
Yes, live once a week.
Okay, so our easy button here. No, there's no one size fits all answer for an easy button. You just have to think, if I were to make this as easy as possible, what does that look like? Okay, so live weekly. What are we doing on these lives to produce what kind of result? What's our promise?
Promise is to begin to lose weight. Of course, they can't, they won't be able to lose everything, but to begin to lose weight by, releasing their inflammation, decreasing inflammation or underlying infections, that type of thing.
So what if we say remove the barriers preventing you from weight loss? Does that resonate?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Or remove underlying barriers. Yes.
Yeah, remove underlying barriers, because that way you can be like, what are the underlying barriers? Oh, well, what are they? That is, social media content. That is your marketing platform where you go into, hey, now what are they within you? Blood work. And how do we start removing them? So we get into the what, that's the social media, that's the marketing for it. The how is inside the program. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have our promise. We've got the easy button. We're just going to go live weekly. And then on these lives, what are we training? You want to do CBC, infections?
Yep. They'll also get access to like an online digital 30-day kind of decrease your inflammation kind of, nutrition, that type of thing, to where they can start
So there's
anti-inflammatory.
a nutrition plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To start.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook group?
No, I don't.
I think you should include one in this one.
Okay. And I was thinking about doing the first 30 days of the supplements too, just to kind of get them feeling good. What do you think?
30 days is a hard timeline because typically supplements are a 30-day process. and you have to include shipping and handling and before that. So if you wanted to do supplements, I would actually make it a 6-week program.
Okay, to allow time to.
Yeah, to allow the first 2 weeks to get them their supplements. And again, this is a one size fits all supplement plan.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We actually do this in our 6-week program. We include the, 4 or 5 different supplements to get them jump started. And then we have you have your weekly trainings where you're diving in like, okay, here's how you know if infections are a barrier preventing you from weight loss. Here's how you know if inflammation is using HSCRP. You go into a lipid panel. Lipid panels would be great for that part. And back to what we were saying with Dr. Ungar, make sure that when you're creating this nutrition plan, it's stupid simple, especially for a 30-day timeline. Like, hey, let's just remove gluten out of your life for 30 days. Like one simple thing. That's it.
Okay.
Easy button, easy button, easy button, easy button. And then give them some, not this, do this. So not this bread, not this, do this. Just simple ways like where they're not thinking, I have to remove gluten. Well, then what can I eat? Share with them the what can they eat.
Okay.
I like the Facebook group. And in fact, I wouldn't even go live on a Zoom call on this one. I would go live straight inside the Facebook group.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because that then removes the barrier of people saying, well, I can't join you live, so I'm not going to join the program. You're just there inside the Facebook group so they can join you live, or they can watch it at 6:00 at night or at midnight, whatever time is easiest for them. And then as you're on the live Zoom and you can say, hey, pull up these markers. And then when you see these markers inside your blood work, put them below in the chat box. I'm going to get back in and go through the comments of this video and answer your questions. Does that make sense, Sabrina?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all so brilliant. See, if not this, something better. So we've learned a lot of do's and don'ts. And I'm telling you guys, these are the do's in some of these situations. Okay. So, and here's the fun thing too, when you're worried about numbers, because when I was beginning, I was worried about numbers too. When I would get on a Zoom call and there'd be 2 people on. And it's like, this really sucks to have 2 people on. So completely remove Zoom altogether and go with the Facebook group. It's a paid Facebook group. Now, how do they get into this? They have to join the program in order to get access to the Facebook group, right?
Definitely.
All that. Okay. So when you guys are thinking, how do I make a paid Facebook group? Well, this is how you do it. You create a program in which they have to pay for the program to get access to the Facebook group. Now, here's the caveat with Facebook groups. There's really no way to kick people out unless you manually go kick them out after the end of 30 days. So you can do it that way, or you can say, you know what, I'm running a 30-day challenge, make it 4 times a year or something like that, whatever is your vibe. And you use the exact same Facebook group for all of your challenges. That way, when people join you this next month, but they don't actually move forward into the 90-day program, oh, well, they're still going to be there come January, and they're going to move into the 90-day program in January. See how that works?
What do you mean? Like, no, so like if they...
Okay, so you're going to create a Facebook group for this 30-day labs and weight loss challenge.
Mm-hmm.
They only get access to their Facebook group once they pay for this program. Mm-hmm. You do all of your teaching inside the Facebook group. You go live inside the Facebook group. That way it doesn't matter about the numbers. Doesn't matter if there's 2 people on or 20 people on. In fact, when you go live inside the Facebook group, you're going to tell them, I'm going to go live every day at noon Eastern, whatever time it is, whatever you want. So that the way they know they can come join you live, but 90% of them are going to watch the replays anyways. And then you just say, as you're going through the infection markers, note your markers below, and I can help you walk through them.
Okay.
Okay. Now
so then after the 6 weeks, then
after the 6 weeks, there's the 2 problems that we have with Facebook groups. 1, you can't kick them out unless you just manually go in and kick and remove people. Or 2, the Facebook group is actually archived and it never actually goes away. Like those people can go inside and still retrieve information from it. What I would do with it is I would keep it. And during the time that you have your 30-day live challenge, it's a very active, your 6-week live challenge. That group is very active. When you're not in a live 6-week active period, that group is dormant, but it's still there. It still exists. Every time you go live, you use the same group. So the first time you go live, there's 15 people in it. The next time you go live, there's 45 people in it. The third time you go live, now we got 160 people in it. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's very beneficial to do this because, one, you have people who said yes to you at some point, but may not be able to say yes to your 90-day program at that time. They can say yes at another time. And you're keeping that group fresh and in their mind when it's time for you to be active in it.
Okay.
So you're not creating a new Facebook group for every single 6-week challenge that you do. You're creating one Facebook group, reusing it over and over and over and over again.
Got it. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's also a great way to, with Facebook groups, you'll have the email in which they purchased. If you got the systems now, you'll have a phone number to text them. And then of course, another touch point would be the Facebook group. So as you're inviting them into that 90-day period to get them even that one step further in their healing, in their weight loss journey, you just have multiple different touch points.
Gotcha. Okay.
So does that help when you're worried about numbers? It's like, you don't even have to go on Zoom. Just go on a Facebook group.
I've never gone live on Facebook. So is it easier than Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
And nowadays you can't do Zoom into Facebook groups. Facebook cut that off.
Okay.
If you don't want a Facebook group, heck, make a private YouTube channel. That will work too. But Facebook groups are better for the interaction.
Okay.
Okay.
What would you price something like this for? Because I want it to be an easy kind of no-brainer.
It depends on what the supplement cost is.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Right.
But I would do something around the $500 mark. If you could keep it around the $500 mark, you'd be golden. And when you say, it's $497 and your cost of supplements is $100, that's still $397 in your pocket for something that you're going to do. It doesn't matter how many people you get in. Now you'll start off slow and you'll just build up, but hey, you'll get better and better and better at it every single time. So at some point you're going to be hosting Zoom calls with 500 people, and you're not hosting Zoom calls. You're going live into a Facebook group with 500 people in it that all paid to be there.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
And then they get to interact and they get to help each other out and like, oh, let's celebrate one of your wins today. Who learned something in their labs that they didn't know beforehand? That's a win.
Yep.
You need to do fun things like that in Facebook groups. All right, Lynette, last one.
So I have sat here listening and multitasking and highlighting out a whole bunch of things all the way from 17 to 4997. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed.
What are you grateful for?
Oh, I'm grateful for being here on this call and getting some support because I'm really ready to make some forward progress. So my question would be, I would like to make money as fast as possible. So I really need to. So, is that the $17 ebook that I have a whole thing here, which I could drop into the chat, or can I share my screen to show you what I wrote?
Let's back up here for a second. One, what is your niche?
It's women in midlife. All the health issues.
We need to specify that even more.
I know, that's the thing. So
you're like, Kylie, I need to make money right now. Okay, let's do this. But let's pinpoint who we're talking to even more clear, because that's the biggest problem we have as practitioners. It's like, oh, we're going to help menopause. Okay, well, so is 9 million other people. Why you? Why are you different with menopause? Why are you different with midlife crises, health crises? And then let's pinpoint what can we offer that specific person And one, you're midlife, women in their 40s,
Yes.
targeting what specifically in regards to their health?
Well, if I go from my own experience, it's gaining weight. My whole life I was healthy, and then suddenly in midlife, I was putting on weight and didn't know why. And I was
There we
tired,
go.
and I was bloated, and I was tired after eating. So it's not just gaining weight, but it's all that stuff.
And when we pinpoint that one thing, of course, there's always going to be more things that come with it. But I think that one thing for you is what's going to resonate with so many others is like, I'm gaining weight and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Right? How many women on here are like, yeah, I'm gaining weight, or I hear it. Okay, so that's our niche. That's who we're talking to. And again, it's the one thing. And then, like I said, many other things come with it. Okay, so now where's your current audience at?
I have 1,300 people on my my closed acupuncture practice email list, and about 170 on my Facebook group for that same practice. So some of those people are men, so it's not going to relate to the men, but they have women, they have wives, they have sisters, whatever.
Okay, so you said acupuncture.
Yes. So my unique thing is that I combine traditional Chinese medicine, particularly herbal things, but also the philosophies of that with functional medicine and what you taught me.
Do you want to keep the acupuncture, or do you want to make this more of I can do acupuncture, but I want to do this in addition for it to have additional?
I'm not doing anything in person anymore. I don't want to do anything in person. I want it to be all virtual. So no acupuncture, but I do want to bring in traditional Chinese medicine herbal formulas at some point because they're great. Or at least single herbs here and there, which I know that like some of the supplement companies you recommend used to be more that way. And they do have herbs, like Elemental Labs has some, they
you like herbs as in like, I need to connect you with Beth because Beth is the herbalist in my world, world. And you two could have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So like Beth, if herbs are your jam, and like Dr. Ungar here, where he's got so much content, like we all have content, but we can't necessarily share that content on platforms that are controlled. You create your own membership platform and it's yours. You can put whatever's in there you want.
Yeah.
So you can say like to women who keep getting weight and don't know why, here are some natural things that you can utilize to help balance your hormones or navigate this period of life we call menopause, right? Something like that. So there's a membership. The problem with memberships is if you want to make money fast, you need to have lots of people that you're talking to.
Right.
Because
I kind of feel like it's a
low ticket thing.
I feel like it's also like work going forward. I'm realizing that I'm listening to people like Ungar talk about not being so much present, like I want it to be more automated, less me having to show up and create new content all the time. So I want to get it all set up and then have it just be rolling. I want to do your 90-day programs.
Okay. So the next thing was we got an educational piece. We have a 30-day and we have a 90-day. And all three of these things can be automated.
Right.
When you hear people saying like, I want to sell an online course. Okay, that's great. I still need to have a timeline for it. I still need to have a promise for it. And I still need to know how easy can this be, no matter what it is. The problem with online courses is that people create it, not having sold it first. They spend all the time creating it. And then they go to send people to it and they're like, oh, well, no one really wants it. Haha, me, I did that like 6 times. Oh, ridiculous. In 2019, I think. So if you create these 3 pieces, no matter what you do, what's my timeline? What's my promise? And how easy can I make it for people? Give it the easy button. Okay. So when it comes to what you already have, so you have 1,300 people on an acupuncture. That's why they came to you, was for acupuncture. You have 170 inside a Facebook group. How active is this Facebook group? Give me green, yellow or red.
It's yellow moving towards red because it only is active if I post on it.
Okay, so people inside the group are not active.
No.
Okay. That's going to take some work to become active. How active are you in the email list? Green, yellow, or red?
When I had the practice open, I was pretty active. I posted I sent things every Monday, but I'm closed now, so it's slowed down. I mean, like I
Probably
don't
yellow
post
too.
this. Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the cool part. You have 1,300 people inside an email list, 170. You're going to post inside the Facebook group, and you could use the @everyone to have everybody see it, but they get really annoyed with that if their group has been dead. So maybe do an introduction post like, honestly, I'm not going to worry about this for anything fast. I'm going to go hit this. Okay. Now you don't have to explain yourself at all. So this is the one piece that people get on like, hey, I haven't been active on Instagram for very long, but I'm back now. Guess what? Nobody noticed you were gone. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah.
You guys tell me in the chat box. Like, am I right?
Totally. I never noticed when anybody else is missing.
No one's noticed that you were gone. So don't apologize for it because no one noticed. Just get back in there and then be like, I've been here the whole time, right? Just that's how you act. Now I tell you that because I've been very stagnant on Instagram. And when I get back on Instagram, I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna take off running, like as if I was already there forever, right? So here's our educational piece is what's going to drive people into our 30 and 90 day program. I'm going to recommend to you that you bypass this right now.
Oh, okay.
If we need money fast, and creating an educational piece is not it.
Mm-hmm.
A 30-day program or a 90-day program is much better. Here's the difference. If you're going to go just straight into selling a 30-day program, you got to keep that, I would say, less than $1,000 for people to just join. I would keep it more around a $500 price tag. Oops. But if you could create something along a $297, even better, because you're going to get more people in at a $297 than you will at a $500. And so ultimately you're going to have that cash injection faster. Okay. So knowing that, and knowing your acupuncture audience, what could you give them for $297? Is it training in herbs? Is it a blood work consultation? Is it a meal plans? In my opinion, are overrated because so many people can just go Google them. Do you do blood work in your office?
We don't do blood work, but you taught me blood work, and I'm going to use Virtual MD.
Okay, so there you go. There's your $297 offer right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Get your blood work read. And then you can create you don't even have to have that. You don't even have to have a 30-day program. Understand exactly what your blood work says. That's leads you to why you're gaining weight and don't know why. Like always to tie it back, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there are hidden factors inside your blood work that are leading to gaining weight. It's not just hormones.
Yep.
There's more to it. If you'd like to learn more, I've got a $297 offer right now for me to read your blood work and tell you what are those underlying factors to why you're gaining weight. Then you have that call with them, and that's where you create this. So your 90-day program is more going to be where you're going to get that big cash injection, but you got to have a lead up into it. So a 90-day program would look something like, do you want to go live? Do you want it automated? Do you want, live VIP sessions where you get to meet with somebody one-on-one for 30 minutes, 3 times in those 90 days? Like, what is it that you want?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I need to figure that out, but I feel like, start with that blood work offer, and then
just the blood work offer.
Bring them into the 90-day supplement using the foundational program, which I started taking myself. So I wanted to be able to say what it does, which it does. Mm-hmm. It works.
Are you in bronze?
No, I'm in sprint.
You're in the sprint? Okay.
But I did your certification last year.
You're set then. You have all the protocols you need.
Yeah.
Just book the blood work call and then get them into the 90-day foundational.
Yeah. Okay.
Done.
All right.
Woo!
Thank you.
All right, guys.